Hi, I'm Ren and I lead customer experience here at TUSHY. Today, we're here to walk you through the installation of your brand new TUSHY Classic 4.0. Let's meet the TUSHY Classic 4.0. So here you have the pressure knob that you can adjust to the left to wash your front. That's going to control the front nozzle. To the right to wash your rear. And here you have the adjustable nozzle knob, which will move the dual nozzle in different ways to best wash your front or your rear. Before you get started, make sure to fully review the manual. There's lots of fun Easter eggs in here, including some poetry, and you might even get a certificate of completion. Just saying. In the box, you're going to find two parts that come included with the bidet. First, you have your flexible braided hose, which is going to connect from the bidet to your toilet. And then next, you're going to find the mega adapter in the box, which is a T adapter. This is what connects all the water. This is what makes the magic happen. Really important that you make sure that the gasket is seated inside the adapter. You should see a black rubber circle inside. Without this, there is no seal. This is what makes sure that it doesn't leak into your bathroom. Should you find the mega adapter without a rubber gasket, contact our team at has.TUSHY.com and we will send you one of these ASAP. Before you get started, make sure you have the required tools. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and some towels, something that you don't mind getting a little bit wet. Install should be a breeze, but you want to check these three things first. First, make sure you have a flexible hose underneath your toilet. From time to time, you'll find a rigid pipe that can either be plastic or metal, and in that case, you'll need to swap it out for a flexible hose to allow the T adapter to fit in. If you don't have that, stop right now, get the required parts, swap it out before you begin. The second thing you want to make sure is that you can turn off the water right here at the wall. If you can't do that, you might think you can do it really quick, but this is a really quick way to flood your house. So make sure that the valve turns. And if you're living in a place where you haven't manipulated in a while, you want to go slow and steady and don't force anything, especially if it's not your home, you don't know what might be behind the wall. When in doubt, consult a plumber or a handyman to help. And lastly, make sure that you're covered and know where your main water shutoff valve is in your home. So if anything goes amiss here, you can easily shut off the water in the rest of your house to prevent any damage. Step one, you're going to turn off your water valve. You're going to turn it clockwise all the way to the right, righty-tighty. Next, you're going to flush the flusher on your toilet. Hold it down until you can hear all of the water empty out. You might see, if you lift up your toilet lid, about an inch of water at the bottom. That's okay. Just be prepared for a few drips to fall out the bottom of your toilet. Next up, you're going to remove your toilet seat. Fully remove it and set it aside because you're going to reattach it later once you have your bidet installed. Now we're going to connect the water. Remove the hose that's already connected to your toilet. You're going to disconnect from the toilet tank and you're going to add in the mega adapter that goes between the hose and the toilet tank. Then you're going to connect the flexible hose to the side port of the mega adapter. Tushy tip, order of operations here isn't important. So if you find yourself doing upside down, backwards gymnastics in your bathroom, you can connect these in any way as long as they are properly sealed. So I prefer to do it first here and then go down, but it really depends on the format of your bathroom. Here you'll finish the water connection. So you'll take the flexible hose, you'll connect it here to the inlet port on the bottom, and just make sure it's really secure. One thing to look out for is this is plastic, so make sure that it's flowing on easily and you're not jamming it. If you cross thread it, it will definitely leak. Make sure that you get multiple turns. When you put it on, if it stops turning right away, that's a sign that it's cross threaded. So back it out and redo it again. But finger tight is right. You don't need to use tools here. Now you're going to attach your Tushy bidet to the bowl. The important thing is to line up the mounting flanges in alignment with your toilet bolt holes. These move, so depending on the holes in your bowl, you can move this around to get exactly the right adjustment that you need. And then find that seat that you set aside and you'll reattach your existing toilet seat right on top of the Tushy through the mounting flanges. Now that you've got the tushy situated on the bowl, we're going to turn the water back on and make sure we don't have any leaks. You're going to turn the water valve counterclockwise to turn it back on and observe on all of the hoses, your toilet hose, the tushy hose, and the valve, that there's no moisture, drops, drips, and if you don't feel anything or see any squirts, you're good to go. But to be extra safe, let's put down a bowl or a towel right below the valve and leave it there for about an hour and check on it periodically. If there's no moisture, no drips, no drops, you're good to go. Know before you go, before you engage in what is going to be the most joyful moment of your life using Tushy, make sure that you're using it safely. When you go to turn the pressure knob, turn it very slowly. You don't want to blast yourself too hard the first time. Think about it like a clock face and probably turn 1 hour at a time until you find the right comfort point for you. Also really important, make sure you're seated. If you're not seated, you're ripe to get a blast to the face or the crotch, and nobody wants that. We want your first go to be nothing but delightful. Not everybody's butt's the same, not everybody's vulva's the same, so find what works for you. And once it's installed, if you're really finding that it's not hitting the spot, loosen up the bolts and the nuts and just move it to the right spot so that the nozzle is hitting more or less the right spots on your body, and then you can use your body to find the sweet spot. So you've got the greatest wash of your life. Now, how to dry yourself. Exactly the same way you've always done it, but probably with a lot less toilet paper. So just grab a few squares of toilet paper and pat yourself dry. Since you're already clean, that's all you'll need. You can also use a washcloth or a hand towel if you want to go European, and just wash it as needed, just like you would your shower towel. Congrats! You've done it! Your Tushy Classic 4.0 has now successfully been installed. Now your only hard task is going to be figuring out how to tastefully discuss the joys of bidet life at your next dinner party. Enjoy!